Yo, what's going on? Back on board crew. We're back with a new one this week. So we're at Dollar Cuba Park. It's been a long time since we've been here. We're on the Bounce, which is a composite board. It's like a thermoplastic set resin or some crazy deal like that, but it's probably the lightest river board I've ever been on. So we're gonna take it out, take it up here to the wave, see how it surfs, and probably keep punching upstream. But enough of that, back on board. Let's get to paddling. You. All right, my thoughts on this board so far. So far, it surfs great. It is not great at going upriver. It's too wide. It really gets slowed down by like waves and little ledges and stuff like that. The X board is way faster of a upriver board. Like right now, I'm gonna have to stop talking and dig in. Yo, what's going on? Back on board crew, paddling back down. Hopefully we'll get some surf in. Just keep punching down river. Back on board. You. Endless rides. It's the first time I've really ever experienced this on this river, man. Just shredding. I mean, like, no paddle in the water, just toe and heel, pivot out. All right, back on board crew. So for my final thoughts on this board, I'm going ahead and get my setup before I get to that. So I'm running the, I think it's a 4-inch flex river fin, which is definitely what I would recommend for like shallow, scrapey rivers around here. I didn't hit the fin at all today, but the water was this board is the TCT 1136 by 4.5. So it's not the biggest board they make, it's just a step down below it. Alright, so my thoughts on this board. Alright, first off, I like to talk about the pivotability of this board, I guess you could say, or like the exploring the third dimension on it. So stepping back, doing pivot turns, the board's great for that. One thing I do notice, and Barry does a lot of it, and he is like the best at doing pivot turns and stuff, and like those surfy kind of moves in the river. The thing I did notice is I do like a round tail board better for that. I guess because I'm used to it, it's just got a little bit more stability, but I still love it for that. I would just kind of have to get used to it. The next thing I would say is for surfability, this board is great for surfing. And I contribute that for one reason to the length of it and those stepped rails. Like the stepped rails, when you go to carve in a turn, it really carves in great. And the nose of it, having that pointed shape to it, it helps it not to purl as bad. And when it does purl, it kind of punches up a little bit better. So I'd give it a plus on that. One thing I would mention is I think compared to the Bic, I'm not 100% sure on this yet, but my first impressions with it is not as fast upriver as the Bic is. And that's granted probably because I think the Bic is just a couple of inches longer, and it's also a couple of inches more narrow than this board. And the big thing is the wider that a board is, most of the time, if they're relatively, similar in shape and everything, it's going to be slower. That's not always the case, but a lot of the times that's going to be the case. So it is a great multi-purpose board, and we're going to do some more tests with it, and I really enjoyed paddling it. And it's super light to carry around, and the lightness of it kind of transfers into the way that the board handles on the water. But enough of that, we're going to go there and hit y'all with this week's quote and get out of here. Back on board. Yo, what's going on, Back on Board crew? Hope y'all enjoyed this week's video, and it was definitely something different like I said it was going to be. And another thing I wanted to put in there is Bounce didn't give me this board. I actually got this board from one of my buddies. It was his old board, and I just kind of took it upon myself just to do a review on it and kind of, see my tastes and stuff on it. I got a couple other boards around here that I'll probably do that on in the future as well. But I hope y'all enjoyed this week's video, and smash the like button if y'all like this kind of content. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll go in there and hit y'all with this week's quote and get out of here. God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Back on board. You.